How confident are you about people showing back up to these theaters when they reopen?
We're very confident. We have a lot of consumer research that has said that as long as we take extra health and safety precautions and there's brand new great movies which are coming from the studios, that people are actually anxious to come back with those two things.
We have been speaking with a few doctors in the past couple weeks, Mark, as we learn more about coronavirus and how it's likely to be spread, who have suggested that closed contained spaces with air conditioning for a long period of time where you're with the same people, those are kind of the worst offenders. Movie theaters would be emblematic of that. It almost makes you wonder if they're safe to reopen.
Kelly, I think they are. We've had a lot of experts that have helped us in this. We've increased the airflow. We're sanitizing all the theaters in the very beginning of the day, spraying every seat. We're going back in between every show. We're social distancing both in the lobby and in the seat. We have automatic technology. So if you go and bought 2 seats in the theater, we would automatically block out seats around you as well. So I think with all these precautions and all the health and safety precautions, we feel pretty confident, especially because we're going to be starting out with significantly less amount of capacity. I think we feel very confident in the safety of our guests and employees.
Open up, even if capacity is reached to the max, let's say capacity is 50%, and you give me the number, and you're able to fill every single seat at that 50% full capacity, how should we think about whether or not you can make money given the additional costs associated with doing business in this environment?
Yeah. Typically in a pre-COVID world, we would have anywhere between 20 and 30% capacity in any given week. And only on the opening weekend or the opening night or the second night do the capacities go north of 50%. So we're very confident that by adding additional screens and additional seats, especially in the early days, that we can be profitable at these reduced capacity levels.
And your higher margin sales, I would imagine, is concessions. And so how do you forecast how people will be receptive to eating and drinking in this environment?
We're going to be careful with concessions. We're going to start with the core. We're going to start with soft drinks and sodas and popcorn and packaged candy. We're going to hold off on many of our other enhanced foods like handmade pizzas and hamburgers and tacos and such. So we're going to take that slow and easy. Let people be comfortable. All of our employees will be wearing masks and gloves. We're hiring all these people back now. We're literally hiring back thousands of people and going through a very extensive training session with all of our employees.
Mark, what's your financial position like? Your rival AMC, of course, has been under a lot of scrutiny for whether they have enough cash to keep going right now. And how would you be affected if there are renewed orders by even towns to have people avoid movie theaters?
Kelly, we were fortunate to go into this in a very strong position. We had a strong cash position of almost $500 million going in with a very low debt ratio as well. So we've been able to manage our way through this. And we can see a pathway clear, even if theaters were to remain closed for an extended period of time. Going into the following year, we have a strong liquidity position. So we're very confident because we went into this in a strong position that we're financially going to be able to see it through and come out on the other end of a very profitable company.
And one final thing, and I appreciate you taking all these hits from us, but there is this shift to at-home viewing. I mean, I know there have been lawsuits about this and whether media companies can release movies direct to consumer, but the tech giants are doing it. It feels like the future. Mark, what happens if this is the way the world is going?
That the world of home viewing has always been there. I have a good fortune that I was in the entertainment industry going back to the days of DVDs and even VHS, and there was always been direct to home. Many times, some of the sequels to the biggest movies went direct to DVD, and then cable came and people still went to the movies. And now streaming has come, and you know what? 2018 was the biggest box office year in the history of the business. 19 was just slightly below that. The world did $42 billion in 19 in the midst of all this streaming. So we know people want to get out of the home and enjoy great blockbuster movies in a big cinematic environment. So this is not new. And we think that people, and we know actually through our consumer research, they're anxious to come back and enjoy that communal experience.